Hi guys, Amber here for Talk to Me Tuesday for Tuesday, January 14th, 2020. Couple things. I am going to try and leave my glasses on for this because even though it drives me crazy to see the reflection of the computer screen in it, I would rather be able to see than to be squinty face at you guys. But anyway, I know that I haven't been around much lately. It's been a busy last couple of months with just so many things. I think the last time I posted was right after Sandbox, maybe. And yeah, I went down to Nashville to see my baby nephew for Thanksgiving, and then of course we had the holidays, and I was still doing a massive amounts of programming. And so I've kind of made a goal to myself this year to have a bit more balance. So far right now I've got maybe 3 programs lined up for my work, 4 if you count one for the end of the year. That's, you know, just a nebulous idea right now. I have some outside programming, but I do those all the time and I make sure it's worth my money. But yeah, I'm trying to slow down on that front so that I can get back to doing some craft stuff. And so when I was getting ready to go to Sandbox, I decided to bring some crochet with me for when I had downtime, or if I wasn't feeling it on the sewing machine, because that can happen, and also to give me something to do when I was stuck in the airport for layovers and stuff like that. So I started working on a project that my beloved Stare Bear has dubbed the Pointy Circle. Other people, normal boring people, because I like normal people and I like boring people, but I like what Sarah calls it better, but others may call it round ripple. So I've been working on some of those, and basically I'm just doing it to use up scrap yarn. So I started working on a couple with just whatever I had in I had tossed a bunch of randoms in my bag, my carry-on, and just went with it. I did finish one that turned out pretty good for my beloved Stare Bear. I might have a picture of that somewhere. I'll have to check. If I do, I'll put it in at the end. Then I actually made one for my mom for Christmas that I didn't get to her till right after Christmas. That one I did buy a couple skeins of yarn for, not because I had to, but hers I was working with specific colors and I didn't have enough of one color, so I had to buy a couple skeins to finish it. I don't have a picture of that one. Well, actually I do have a picture, but it's of my mom sleeping under it, and she'd probably kill me if I shared that with you guys. So I don't have that. Another one that I finished was actually one I started working on when I was going to Sandbox, and I actually posted that to my Amber's Originals Facebook for sale to the first person who expressed interest for a pretty decent price, I thought. No bites, and that's fine. I ended up giving it to my dad's sister for Christmas because I realized pretty last minute that I didn't have anything for her. But in the meantime, I have been working on some other things, so I'll actually show you guys those. I don't remember which number this is, but I did finish another pointy circle. I'm thinking this might have been number 3. And basically what happens is I go through and I grab a bunch of skeins of yarn, and whatever looks like it might go together goes together, and it goes until I run out. I play a lot of yarn chicken with it to see if I can get all the way to the end of the row before I run out. This piece I think was number 4 or 5. This might be number 5. I think my mom's was number 4. But this has a very large green center. I had almost a full skein, and then I tried to work mostly with lighter colors, and then I waited till I got to the end to use some dark to just kind of finish it out. And then I got kind of tired of the pointy circles, so I looked up some directions to do a rectangular granny. Grannies aren't my favorite, but they do tend to work up pretty fast. So I had this yarn that's the center here. It's called Parrot Stripe. It's Red Heart's supposed self-striping yarn. Since I don't really do striping stuff, I don't really care where the variegations go. So I started with this, and then I was trying to figure out what colors to use around it, because most of like the self-striping and the variegated don't exactly match the solid colors. You kind of got to guess with them. And I'm actually pretty knowledgeable on the colorways. If you've been on Talk to Me Tuesday for years, you might remember that a few years back I got every color that Red Heart had in their Super Saver brand, and I made myself a color wheel with them. It's, I think, downstairs. But to be honest, I know most of the colors just by looking at them. I know their names and everything. And so I knew that there wasn't a good color match to most of these colors. But I was looking for some solids in my room to go with this. And I actually found that I had like 6 or 7 skeins of the solids here, from the green to this, right before the claret, whatever it is. The yellow is, I believe, lemon, which is a standard color of Super Saver. But these here, between my fingers, were all a Red Heart Super Saver line called Accent. And I purchased these a couple of years ago, and I got like one of every color that they had, you know, because that's what I do. And I never used them because all I had was one skein of every color, and it wasn't the like double skein size of the Red Heart Super Saver. It was actually smaller, more like what I think they call their classic line. So I was like, well, you know, these colors actually pretty closely match the Parrot, so I decided to go with them. And then I was looking up the line to see like if they had added any more colors, and apparently they don't make that line anymore. So I needed to use these up because I didn't want them around from a leftover project and then try to match. So I added the claret, whatever it is, the dark red, to give a bridge between going back through. And when I got to the end here, I actually played Yarn Chicken again and nearly ran out. In fact, I think I had like 10 stitches left when I ran out. It was really upsetting. And when I say stitches, I mean like I had 3.5 of these little sections, not like 10. I had like this much left to do. So then I had a little bit left of the Parrot Stripe, which I was able to go around 2 times, and then I actually cheated and didn't do double crochet on the last round. I did a half double crochet because I didn't have enough yarn to go all the way around. And then I finished it off with just the yellow, some random, I think I did like, I think these are all just double crochet between the squares and in the squares to give it a bit of a solid border to kind of help with that. So this is probably, based on its size, I'm pretty sure it's a teen size. Jennifer, you'll have to let me know because this will be going to Linus because reasons, as will these other 2 pointy circles behind me. Part of my goal this year in doing more crochet and more crafting is to use up stuff that I have. So I'm putting myself on a yarn diet. I'm actually planning to take next week off work, and I have a note somewhere, I think it's downstairs, that says room plan, and in it I have like simple things like clean up this or clear up that or put away these things, so that I can get some clarity and get some just things done to give me a better pathway to what I'm doing and what I need to do and moving forward so I can do more crafting. Right now there is so much chaos in my rooms and in my life that trying to work on anything is crazy. That said, I'm not done with the pointy circles or the granny squares, because I actually have this one right here that I'm working on, and it's currently, let's see here, 3, 6, 9, 12, 15. It's about, it's less than 15 rows from being done to be full size. I could potentially finish it off in like 4 rows and have it be slightly smaller than these over here. We'll see how it goes. I'm currently working with some dark colors on it. It actually has some Hogwarts colors in it, which is kind of cute. Then I have another one that I've started here, which is fairly small. This one I've only gotten to, let's see, I'm only about not even a third of the way done with this. It grows exponentially, so I don't even know why I'm saying a third. It's not very big, and I might do enough to make this a baby one. If Jennifer, do you think you want smaller of the round ripples, or the round ripples better when they're bigger? Let me know. Okay, I have some, oh, I have the other thing I'm working on in here. This is the start of my current project that I'm working on. Again, it's just a granny GAN. I'm using up what's left of the stuff from the last granny GAN, and I will probably add colors to it as needed because I don't have much left of it. Then, as a funny, I will be probably retiring my crochet hook. The reason I say that is because I've had Jasper, yes, that's my crochet hook's name, for at least 10 years. And this is a brand new one that I just opened. That was that noise you heard. And this is my current Jasper. And as you can see, I've basically worn the color away. The throat is actually not nearly as deep as it should be, which has been causing me some problems because I've just worn it away. And so I treated myself to a new hook and maybe some backups, but I won't admit to that. And so I'm going to be working on that. So I think that's everything I've got to tell you guys. I mean, come on, 13 minutes. So I'm going to put this stuff away, get this loaded up, and make my list of things I got to do tomorrow, because I have the day off tomorrow and I've got to do things like going to the gym and making dinner and other things. So I will hopefully talk to you guys soon.